We ask that you all please rise and remain standing for the presentation of the colors. Today's color guard will be performed by Tuscola High School's award-winning Distinguished Unit with Merit Air Force Junior ROTC NC-075 Varsity Color Guard, commanding and carrying the United States flag is Cadet Captain Amanda Saroon. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. You may now be seated.
It has been an honor to serve as your principal, and on behalf of the administration, faculty, and staff at Tuscola High School, it is my pleasure to welcome you to the 52nd commencement exercise at Tuscola High School in honor of our class of 2019. Today's celebration is a celebration of the hard work and dedication of these young people and the work that they have put forth in the course of their educational career. I would like to thank and to add a special thank you and recognize the following people, if they would please stand. Dr. Bill Nolte, our Superintendent of Haywood County Schools. Dr. Trevor Putnam, our Associate Superintendent. Jill Barker, Assistant Superintendent. Our Central Office staff that has joined us today. And any Haywood County School Board members in attendance, would you please stand as well? We would like to thank you for your support of public schools in Haywood County. I would also like to express my appreciation to a few individuals that have assisted with our program.
Will the following please stand and remain to be recognized? Assistant Principals Graham Haynes, Lisa Thompson, and Jacob Shelton. Our lead teacher, Dr. Rebecca Inslee. Our graduation committee, Ramona Parsons, Heather Phillips, Angela Dove, Teresa Hines, Tammy Bates, and today's director, Eric Melville. Our choral director, Martha Brown, and Senior Master Sergeant Stephen Robertson, as well as Major David Klontz, and our award-winning JROTC Color Guard. I would like to draw your attention to the graduation program. There you will find a list of the class of 2019 scholarship recipients. As of May 28th, these seniors have received over $4,900,000 in scholarship awards and offers. We anticipate additional scholarships, but this is already an incredible accomplishment for this class.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Zane Edwards, and I'm here to introduce to you Isaac Brooks. He is who the 2019 senior class chose to be student speaker here at graduation. I have been a good friend of Isaac for a long time now, and I'm so pleased to be with you today and have the opportunity to introduce him. Isaac has been at Tuscola for all 4 years of high school, and he will leave a long-lasting legacy for years to come. You may have seen him on Friday nights at football games dressed in overalls, a large farm hat, boots, and a black and gold flannel. He was also sporting the signature trademark brown beard of a Tuscola mascot. No other person knows better what it means to be a Tuscola Mountaineer. Isaac displays every quality of what a Mountaineer is, and a few of those qualities are genuineness, courage, integrity, diligence, kindness, and that's all. Isaac is an upstanding image of these qualities. His kindness is not only shown during his classes, it is shown when he volunteers at Junaluska Elementary School, as well as when he's at Tuscola being a peer helper to other students. Isaac is also a leader in our chapter of Fellowship of Christian Athletes, along with Josie Garner and myself. He's been active in FCA his entire time up on the Hill. He has also been announcing softball games for Tuscola for the past 3 years. although he has been in the softball and baseball world for much longer than that. I remember when Isaac and I played Little League Baseball at the American Legion when we were 9 and 10. We were on the same team for a couple years, but I'll be honest, we always had a great time, but neither of us were very good. I've known Isaac for quite a while, and I'm truly blessed for God to have put him in my life and given me the opportunity to call him one of my best friends. Without further ado, I'd like to introduce Isaac Aaron Brooks.
There's just a little bit of a difference between 6'4" and 5'4". I apologize. Zane, thank you very much for that wonderful introduction. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give him another round of applause. You will. I would like to thank each of you for being here and for allowing me this wonderful opportunity to speak to you today. What a privilege and an honor. Well, everybody, we're finally here at the Ramsey Center and soon to walk across the stage and step off into an adult world where, unfortunately, we'll have to grow up whether we like it or not. For many of us, today is a day we thought would never come. Many of us are still wondering to ourselves how we made it this far at all, including myself. Today is a special day in which we should all be proud of our accomplishments. However, this is also a day in which we all embark on a new journey and turn the page to a new chapter in life. Therefore, let's not make today our biggest accomplishment. Let's start moving forward and not look back. Each of us were fearfully and wonderfully made with God-given potential and a specific purpose in life. All of us were given different talents and abilities. Our gifts are what will lead us down our separate career paths in life and help us to achieve great success in whatever we may do. We should each use the gifts which we've been given, because the world will never reach its full potential until we do. It's our duty to make the community that we live in a better place. In life, one door will open and we'll go through it. Then the door will close and we'll move on to the next door and walk through it. We have each walked through many doorways and already had many things happen to us and for us in our short lifespan. For me, the first door, or maybe what some of you would consider a can of worms, opened at Central Elementary School. During our kindergarten play, my teacher, Ms. DeWeese, made the decision to name me Chief Talk-A-Lot. By the way, what a surprise, right? Look where I'm at years later. For quite a few of us this year, the door opened with endless amounts of scholarships for academics and athletics. Several young men and women in our class have chosen to answer the call to serve our nation proudly in the armed forces. And some of our fellow classmates will also enter the workforce. Throughout our whole school career, every one of us has had the privilege many times of celebrating our successes and achievements as we've moved from one door to the next. However, today would not be possible if I didn't mention another door that opened for me, which many of you know. For the past 3 years, I have had the great honor of being our high school Mountaineer mascot and doing my best to keep the crowd on its toes, which wasn't always easy. We each see the school from our own perspectives, and while I could tell you many stories from my time as school mascot, I'll just share one or two of them because I'm on a time limit, which I know every one of you is thankful for. Almost 2 years ago, we were at North Henderson High School for a typical Friday night football game. Our football team was winning by at least 4 touchdowns, and the game was close to midway through the fourth quarter. and everything was picture perfect until something rather frustrating happened. North Henderson's punter faked a punt and ran close to 30 yards until he was tackled to the ground by our secondary. The ref threw a flag for roughing the punter. Wow. Let me just say, I have never seen our crowd so dumbfounded. So I had to use whatever dance moves I had left, which for everybody's information wasn't much, and keep going. While I was rather angry at that call, I tried to learn something from that situation. I was able to take away from this that in life, not everything that happens is going to seem fair. Many things won't go our way or go the way we expect it to. But we each have a choice as to how we react when disagreements and hardships happen. There's the option to get angry, complain, and have a negative attitude about it, and become bitter and let our emotions take us over. That option is unfortunately one that we all choose at one point or another, and I know I have. However, the better option is to stay positive, persevere, keep pressing towards the goal, and not give up no matter the circumstances. In the Bible, James chapter 1, verses 2 and 3 say, "My brethren, count it all joy when ye fall into diverse temptations, knowing this, that the trying of your faith worketh patience." Life isn't easy, but if we couldn't get through it, we wouldn't have made it this far already. Our struggles are what shapes us to be the people that we are. They mold us to become more patient. Let us show joy through our struggles, because that's what will lead us to our goals. The former governor of California, Arnold Schwarzenegger, once said, "Strength does not come from winning. Your struggles develop your strengths." When you go through hardships and decide not to surrender, that is strength. For many of us, high school had its difficulties. For some of us, it's been the time of our lives. No matter what high school has been like, look where we're sitting today. Look what we've accomplished. And even though this right now seems like a big accomplishment, the brighter days are yet to come. As C.S. Lewis once stated, there are far, far better things ahead than behind. No story better exemplifies this than the story that is behind the three words that are embedded on many of our license plates in North Carolina: first in flight. Wilbur and Orville Wright's childhood and path to victory wasn't always easy. Much of their early life was spent moving constantly as their father spent many hours away from home. Wilbur's dream of going to college came to a halt when he was injured in a hockey accident. When the Wright brothers were both near the age of 20, their mother died in 1889. Soon after, the brothers ran a print shop, published newspapers, and then opened a bicycle shop. However, they didn't become interested in flight until 1896, and by the time 1899 had hit, they had studied almost everything they could about aeronautics and flight. They soon figured out the parts a plane needed. The problem that they needed to figure out was control. They began to build their first plane to test, and in 1900, they tested it, but it was a disappointment. In 1901, they made adjustments and tested again, but barely made any progress. Then, in late 1901 and 1902, they made great progress. Finally, on December 17th, 1903, the brothers reached success. For the first time in history, a plane had shown power and stayed in the air under full control of the pilot. While this had taken forever, they finally had achieved their goals and kept moving forward to achieve more. In order to reach our goals, once we step off this stage, the path's not going to be quite as easy as we want it to be. Even though we have our doubts, I assure you, each one of you, we can do this unquestionably. And now it's time, aside from a little bit of motivation, to show some appreciation. I want to thank our school board members, our central office, our wonderful administration, and I want to thank counselors, teachers, each teacher who has had part in getting us to this day, from elementary school all the way through high school. While there are many of you that I would love to thank, I only have time to thank a few of you. Mr. Sugg, thank you for teaching us the importance of being a better citizen. Ms. Smathers, thank you for the many laughs and for putting up with all our junk. Mr. Robles, thank you for the many life lessons that you've shared with us. Ms. Bates, thank you not only for being a great teacher, but for taking care of me during ball games, because everyone knows I needed that. Not just to these folks, but to all faculty and staff, fellow classmates, supporters, parents, grandparents, and guardians, each person who has made this journey possible for us. Thank you. Fellow students, let's always be positive. Let's stay confident that we will get through our struggles to reach our goals. And finally, let's know that the brighter days are ahead. May we remember now that whether we become a catamount, a bobcat, or a buccaneer, each of us is first and always a mountaineer. Thank you. I love each and every one of you. May God bless you. Go Mountaineers.
Hello, everyone. My name is Jade Monday, and today I'm so excited to present the 2019 Influential Teacher of the Year, Mrs. Maggie Melville. She was handpicked by our senior class for the knowledge, love, and support that she has provided for each and every one of us over the years. Personally, I've never had the opportunity to have Mrs. Melville as a teacher in the classroom, yet she has still touched my life in so many ways. I'm a member of the First United Methodist Church of Waynesville, where Mrs. Melville sings each week during the morning service. She has one of the most beautiful voices you will ever hear. And if you've never heard her sing before, feel free to ask her to sing for you after this, because I'm sure she'd love that. I recently began singing for their youth praise band about a year ago, and when I first started, I had no idea what I was doing, but Mrs. Melville immediately took me under her wing and taught me all that she knew. She constantly made me feel like a superstar, and anytime I got down on myself, which was a lot, she picked me up, brushed me off, and encouraged me to keep going. She has instilled in me the confidence that I have standing in front of this microphone here today. Our church also goes on various mission trips to different areas of need, and each time that I have attended, I've seen Mrs. Melville working so hard to get the job done and to make every single person there feel happy and welcomed. I don't think I've ever seen her in any situation without a smile on her face. Inside the classroom, she has always made her students feel strong, confident, smart, and like they can take on anything with enough motivation and a good mindset. If anyone doesn't feel this way, all you have to do is ask her for a hug. And I can contest that they are some of the most healing and comforting hugs in the entire world. I think of Maggie, she told me to stop calling her Miss Melville, like my second mom. And we have all seen what she can do for anyone in need of a laugh or a little bit of love. She is a beautiful ray of sunshine, and her family means so much to me. I am so proud of you, Maggie, and we all love you so much. Thank you.
Hi. Hey, guys. So here we are. So what now? Some of you are beyond ready for this moment. Some of you never thought you'd make it. Some of you have no clue what's next. As you leave Tuscola and begin this next phase of your life, I want you to know a few things. The hardest lesson I ever had to learn is that I can't control everything. But what I can control is myself. That understanding is freedom. It has allowed me to be more joyful and peaceful. One way to practice doing this is to do something I ask of you every day in class. One of my class rules is don't take anything personally. You can't control anyone's actions or emotions, only your own. People's decisions affect you, yes, but you decide how they will affect you. You have the power within you to make every day good. My daddy has always told me, don't forget where you came from. I've worked to remember that. We live in an amazing place with lush mountains, pure water, and strong people. You are strong too. Wear your past with pride. Everything that has happened to you at this point in your life made you who you are. And that person has a purpose in this world. You are capable and you are valuable. Each one of you will do good in this world. Here's the thing. I want you to struggle. Anything worth having is worth the struggle. That's how you learn and grow. Things can't be handed to you and mean something. I know you. I know how you crave respect. I've watched you grow and start your journey into adulthood. I've seen some of you deal with more stress on a daily basis than some of us can ever understand. Yet, here you are. You persisted. You didn't give up. You can do this. You are standing on the edge of your next step right now. And you know what? You are our future. I want you to go into the future together. Working with people who are different than you. Discovering that what makes us similar is stronger than what pulls us apart. Now, don't speak, but turn and look around you. Go ahead, turn and look around you. Look at all of your friends, your teachers, they're in the back there. Your parents, your family. Look at all of these people that love and support you. You ask, what now? Now it's your turn. I trust you. We all trust you to strengthen our community and the world. Things are going to be difficult, but you are equipped to grow and become a better person after every struggle. And listen, you are not alone. We support you. We love you. I love you. And I thank you for letting me share this day with you. At this point, we're going to watch the senior slideshow. I'd like to give a big thank you to Tammy Bates and the publication students for putting this together. The slideshow is always one of my favorite parts of the ceremony, so enjoy.
Good morning. I am Graham Haynes, Assistant Principal. Parents and family members gathered here this morning, we know that without you, today would not be possible. These young people could not have grown the way that they have and became the great young people that they are without a lot of hard work, sweat, tears, and laughter. Without you, there would be no graduation. So, on this very special occasion, we would like to honor you as your graduate walks across the stage. I ask that you please stand when your student's name is called so that we can honor and celebrate this great moment in your family's story. While this is a time of great celebration, I ask that as you stand, please refrain from excessive jubilation. We'll be honoring over 220 graduates today, and we would like for each of our graduates and their families to hear their graduate's name being called out and to see them walk across the stage to receive their diploma. Thank you. Junior marshals, please prepare the class of 2019 to receive their diplomas. Nicholas Bailey Allison. Nicholas Joseph Baker. Josie Wade Balance. Walker Stephen Balance. Justin Time Bandy. Edward Peter Barker. Kylie Marie Beaver. Aubrey Celeste Bell. Ian Robert Bell. Riley James Bell. Haley Christine Bennington. Jeremy Wayne Howell Barong. Luke Allen Birchfield. Daniel Scott Birmingham. Savannah Elizabeth Blankenship. Amanda Dawn Bolden. Sophia Catherine Bonomo. Mackenzie Lynn Bowles. Connor Jordan Bowie Bradigan. Hattie Grace Bradley. Nathaniel Kane Bradley. Isaac Aaron Brooks. Patrick Wayne Broom. Montgomery Lee Bruce. Afton Wyatt Bryan. Hunter Dawson Lee Byers. Alexia LaFarn Cagle. Densil Allen Levi Cagle. Samantha Nicole Carver. David Edward Colley. James Logan Chambers. Samuel Caleb Chandler. Lillian Gracie Chastain. Paola Chavez Morales. Riley Brent Cochran. William Tristan Cochran. Nicholas Derek Cole. Trevor Miles Cole. Kimberly Patricia Coleman. Chloe Morgan Collins. Jack Harold Collins. Destiny Micah Connolly. Colby Thomas Cook. Cameron Elijah Cooper. Patrick Christopher Coulter. Caden Sophia Cox. Dalton Blake Owens Crawford. Allison Marie Creary. Beth Ann Creary. Morgan Lynn Creary. Brandon Terrell Cullens. Gavin Lee Davis. Justin Robert DeConnick. Jonathan Daniel De La Cruz. Gage Robert Dyke, in absentia. Mason Nathaniel Donnellan. Nina Catherine Dove. Jacob Andrew Dover. Zane David Edwards. Taylor Alexis Estes. Bailey Dean Ewart. Jashawn Sidney Lamont Falls. Grace Lee Feichter. Jared Michael Feinberg. Hunter Wayne Dean Ferguson. Mateo Hermida Foglio. Rebecca Grace Frazier. Ezra Mal Fry. Kalina Elizabeth Georgieva. Jared Michael Gibson. Shelby Pawnee Glantz. Arthur Dylan Gloucester. Ada Marie Goldsmith. Alma Brooke Taylor Grasty. Victoria Rose Grasty. Jessica Elaine Green.
Malia Elizabeth Hammonds. Isaiah Matthew Haney. Zachary Paul Harlan. Carrington Page Harrelson. Gabriel Lee Harris. Nathaniel Allen Hart. Eric Ryan Hayward. Thomas Wall Heller in absentia. Tanner Allen Hendricks. Landon Ross Henley. Jeremy Daniel Hensley. Hilda Hernandez. Kayla Dawn Hip. Chloe Eden Hoffman. Tiffany Nicole Hoagland. Emily Annalise Inman. Brooklyn Nicole Jackson. Sierra Danae Jackson. Joseph Dylan James. Caitlin Renee Nicole Jenkins. Oakley Daniel Jenkins. Christopher James Johnson. Amber Rochelle Kent. Logan Isaiah Kern. Megan Marie Kirby. Alexia Christine Kirkpatrick. Braden William Cube. Jackson Truitt Langston. Carter Luke Lanning. Jacob Dylan Lanning. Corey Evan Lapkoff. Riley John Larson. Tanner Mason Ledford. Grayson Rose Leak. Emma Kate Lysenring. John Howard Leslie. Robert Max Levitt. John Frederick Logan. Corey Ann Long. Katrina Bell Lyon. John Patrick Michael Mahoney. Destiny Elaine Malone. Tyler Greg Malone. Jasmine Mariah McBroom. Isaac Dale McElroy. Ian Matthew McGregor. Jennifer Kate McHenry. Daniel Lane Messer. Jacob Dylan Messer. Samuel Charles Messer. Tyler Davis Messer. Joseph Aaron Miller. Shadow Dawn Mitchell. Braden Michael Monday. Jade Kristen Monday. Parker David Montgomery. Eddie Dale Moody. Zachary Blaine Moore. Kentley Jane Camden Nelson. Kaiser John Russell Nelson. Laura Elizabeth Nelson. Trent Latimer Nelson. Brandon Michael Newharth. Jordan Catherine Newell. Lucas Bryant Nickel.
Caitlin Marie Parsons. Christopher Michael Parsons. Dylan Thomas Pate Moore. Emily Margaret Patton. Aiden Michael Patton. Clayton Isaac Payne. Colby Jarrett Penland. Pablo Rogelio Perez Garcia. Luis Enrique Perez. Michael Antonio Perez. Tyler Malie Pryor. Damon Drake Pulliam in absentia. Dylan Jack Queen. Christian Nathaniel Ramirez. Sarah Mackenzie Rathbone. Brisa Yeslin Raya. Gabriel Wolfgang Reed. Bailey Madison Reese. Mackenzie Lee Reed. Madison Alyssa Regis. Olivia Ann Rich. Corey James Robinson. Giovanni Luis Rodriguez. Gabrielle Elizabeth Rogers. Tristan Seth Rogers. Carla Marie Rose. Alexander Lee Roten. Thomas Henry Ruff. Braden Edward Satterfield. Garrett Michael Scavelli. Samuel Jake Schulhofer. Scout Garrett Schulhofer. Slade Robert Schulhofer. Avery Crowell Schwab. Anissa Rose Skritzmeyer. Faith Danielle Scruggs. Aiden Ryan Sheehan. Selena Angel Sheehan. Jordan Ashley Shelton. Sarah Marie Simmons. Lauren Elizabeth Singleton. Cole Patrick Slater. William Matthew Smathers. Alasia Nicole Smith. Ellie Nicole Smith. Elena Jane Flores Souter. Matthew David Starley. Andrew Bolton Stebbins. Nicholas Lane Stepp. Haley Danielle Strickland. JC Elizabeth Sutton. Catherine Leah Sutton. Lauren Elizabeth Sutton. Peyton James Sutton. Tiana Emma Sutton. Sarah Ainsley Swain. Chloe Elizabeth Taylor. Sterling Chapman Thomas. Mitchell Lee Thompson. Lawrence Allen Tolley II. Rosalind Anna Torda. Levi Roberto Tosh Williams. Melanie Trejo Franco. Manuel Trejo Lugo. Hunter Wesley Troll. Caitlin Renee Tucker. Madison Marie Turner. Joseph Yi Vang. Noah Preston Villazon. Jackson Lane Wagoner. Bryson Lee Walker. Andrew Stephen Wampler. Lindsay Blythe Ward. Sky Alexandra Ward. Sydney Page Ward. Abigail Grace West. Gabriel Ryan White. Siler Jackson White. Emily Brooke Whitman. Hunter Lee Williams. Connor Douglas Willis. Samantha Rose Wisniewski. Madeline Jane Worley. Isabel Sarah Yarrington. Ashland Elizabeth Young Scavato.
As we finish the year, students, I want you to know that it has been a joy to get to know each of you. As I look across this room, there are so many stories that I could tell and experiences I could share. The little things, like the time that Chloe Hoffman came into my office late to say the pledge, and somehow I got her name confused, and instead of calling her Chloe Hoffman, I called her Chloe Hartman. And so for the rest of that semester, I think every cadet in ROTC reminded her that of most every day. So Chloe, I am sorry. Or it was the time I was walking through the senior section of the lunchroom when I heard a completely inappropriate comment coming from an unexpected table. And I turned to see a red-faced Rose Torta, who certainly did not expect me to hear what she had said. And every time I passed that table for the rest of the year, every one of her friends, including you, Levi, reminded her of that. It was the lucky penny that Kaiser Nelson kept in his shoe after the huge win that we had at North Buncombe in basketball. And it may be in his shoe right now. It is. And there are so many other moments, from ball games to band and choral concerts, to science and math competitions, to art shows, and all of the other events that you have invited us to. You have allowed us to be a part of a very special season in your life, and we will forever be grateful to you. To the parents here today, we thank you for trusting us with the safety and the education of your most valuable possession over the last 13 years. In the classic movie, It's a Wonderful Life, the main character, George Bailey, finds himself broke, down on his luck, and on a bridge ready to end his own life. But before he can jump, his guardian angel, Clarence, appears. Clarence shows George what life would be like if he had never been born. It is clear that the town would have been a far better place because of George's life. And nothing drives this point home more clearly than when Clarence shows George his brother's grave. In the story, George then died at 9, or his brother died at 9. At this point, George gets kind of upset. His brother was a war hero. His brother saved many lives. His brother didn't die at 9. He went on to the war, returned home with a Congressional Medal of Honor, and he reminded Clarence of that. Clarence tells George that his brother never gets to save those lives because if George was never born, he would never have been there to save his brother's life at 9. And that gets us to the point of the entire movie. George Bailey changed the lives of others, and as a result, changed countless lives of many of those people around him. The point is to never underestimate the power of one life. Never underestimate the power of your life and never underestimate the impact that you may have on the people around you. As you leave here today, high school graduates, I want to ask you to do 3 things for me. First, I encourage you to find something to believe in. Simply find a passion. As the old adage says, find a job you love and you'll never work another day in your life. I can say with some sense of certainty that that is true because I get to do my dream job every single day by getting to be with kids like you. Second, I encourage you to find somewhere to belong, whether it's college, whether it's a church group, whether it's a social club, whether it's a nonprofit. We were not designed to do life alone. I encourage you to find that place where you belong, and I encourage you to find it as you leave here today. Finally, I encourage you to find something to become. I want you to take what's useful from your time with us, but remember it's your life. It's not your parents' life. It's not your friend's life. It's not your employer's life. I would like to think that most of us do what we do because we were drawn to it. Find what draws you to it. Something to believe in, somewhere to belong, something to become. Seniors, you have made us very proud. The strength of a mountaineer is in his or her mountaineer family. And the strength of the mountaineer family is in each and every individual mountaineer. Today, it is both my honor and my privilege to welcome you to a very special family of high school graduates. Would the class of 2019 please stand? You may now move your tassels from the right to the left, and by the power vested in me by the state of North Carolina and the Haywood County Board of Education, I now officially declare you the Tuscola High School graduating class of 2019. Ladies and gentlemen, the class of 2019. Go ahead. Thank you.
Isaac's talking to you, I think. Whoa, there was 2 of them.